I'm Pat Weber. I'm the Executive Director of the Housing Authority in Tarpon Springs.
And I'm Wanda Weber with the Home Share Pinellas program here in Tarpon.
The Housing Authority provides public housing and other apartments that we rent, but we also provide services in the neighborhood and for the city, basically. And the Home Share program is one of our programs that we provide affordable housing for people that can afford rent on the private market. And Wanda is the director of that program.
Right, and the Home Share Pinellas is very unique in the sense that what we offer is another alternative. An example is that we have providers that are they're homeowners and they're financially in a situation where they can no longer afford their home without some type of subsidy. So they're looking for someone that could rent, and we have renters that are looking for affordable housing. We're the only home share program in Florida. Actually, 48 states had home share programs, but Home Share Pinellas is the only home share program. Our base is in Tarpon Springs. We service Pinellas County. Throughout Pinellas, we have homes, apartments, condos that are available. And what we do is we meet the need of both the homeowner and also the individual looking to find a place that's affordable. They're not having to go out and look for the apartment or the house where they need a deposit, the last month's rent, utility expenses. They can move in just with the first month's rent.
It's a very unique program in that way because the people that are looking to rent really don't have enough money to rent their own apartment. So they can rent somebody's room in their house, and they move in and they have an apartment all furnished, and they have also someone to talk to, and it's like creating a little family. Matter of fact,
right.
We've done that. They've turned up to be living together for a long time and become a family.
So what we do is we take a house, with an individual that's struggling financially, and someone in the community that's struggling also for whatever reason. It could be a myriad of reasons of, loss of income, loss of partner, and we take a house and it turns into a home, and friendship and companionship. It's nice to see that because when you're interviewing, in the interviewing process, one of the things that I've noticed more than that is the one word that's used. And a lot of times they will say to us, they'll say, there's hope. Because in both situations, if you're a provider or someone looking to rent, they're at a place where they're really feeling there's hopelessness. And I've had them say, a spark of hope. I have a spark of hope. And that's what we're all about, serving our community.
Well, the Housing Authority really tries to provide housing in a number of different settings to meet a number of different needs, and most housing authorities have really long waiting lists, and we in Tarpon do also. So the Home Share Pinellas program basically gives us another way to say, if you really need housing, here's an option for you that you could consider. The Housing Authority just built 62 new apartments here in Tarpon Springs. Those apartments were filled within 2 months, and now we have a really long waiting list. And housing, as you know, is one of the biggest needs there is. If a family or a person doesn't have a house, there's a lot of trauma in their life. So I think the Home Share program, Home Share Pinellas, is a program that is, you don't need buildings, and it's less costly, but it provides unlimited potential in terms of serving people. And it's also the type of program where we can serve people that have varying different needs. A person can come in we wouldn't be able to maybe put in an apartment, but we could match them with someone. So it's a very interesting program. It's done very well. It's been in existence for about 5 years, 6 years now.
Yeah, 6 years.
Yeah, and the Housing Authority funds the program along with Pinellas County Housing Authority. It started in Tarpon Springs. Our main office is in Tarpon Springs. And now we serve all of Pinellas County. P4T for Tarpon Springs has been amazing, in my opinion, in bringing us all together and realizing that we are one, that everyone in Tarpon, everyone everywhere has trauma, and trauma affects everyone's lives. And in Tarpon Springs, hopefully our goal is if you live in Tarpon Springs, we're saying that we acknowledge that, and we are going to all work together to make your trauma, because you live in Tarpon Springs, easier for you to bear or you to deal with. And it's been an incredible journey the last few years to watch. The one training that we did with an outside trainer was called "Why Are You Yelling at Me When I'm Trying to Help You?" And it was an interactive training with a really experienced trainer to basically let us all know what trauma was, why people that are in a lot of trauma react the way they do, and how we can better get to them and help them and be in a role where they accept us, even in situations that aren't pleasant to be in. You know, it was great. And my staff has taken advantage of all kinds of training that P4T Tarpon has put on, like the training last night that was put on Darkness to Light about recognizing sexual abuse. 4 of my staff went, I think. There was another training that 3 of my staff went to. It's just numerous staff trainings that I send my staff to. And because of those trainings, I really feel like we, the Housing Authority, are better, and my staff as people are better. And they recognize in themselves that, you know, I can get some help with this, or maybe whatever. They are more educated and more knowledgeable.
When you're working with trauma, one of the things that I've learned along the way with P4T Tarpon is that, you know, trauma comes in many forms. And so I've been even more sensitized in the sense of to working with different populations, that we all share trauma at some point in our life at different levels, at different periods of time. And so we're very sensitive to our clients as far as where they are, where they are in their life. We work with many different areas. We work with homeless, we work with underemployed, we work with the middle class. We're watching them fall through foreclosure and through short sales. And when you're talking to someone that's lived their life and they're, you know, in the prime of their life, so to speak, and they say to you, you know, I didn't see myself here at this age. This isn't how I thought I would end up. We're sensitive to the fact to offer encouragement, to let them to know that there's someone out there that we can help. You know, it may be a process, but we can do it. Just offering that support is something that someone really needs to hear when they're looking back at their life and say, how did this happen? Mm-hmm. Had a female who had really went through a great deal of trauma. She was in the hospital, and they had shared with her that she probably would not leave the hospital. Later down the road, she left the hospital, went home to recover. Life started falling apart and unraveling. Her life took a 180-degree turn. And when I met her, she really, truly was just at a crisis. She was at a point of crisis to where she had lost her job, her home was in foreclosure, and her health had recovered, but yet she had all the fallout. So I was able to match her with someone within actually a nice turnaround. And one of the things that she said when I was talking with her and interviewing her, she said, you know, I really need to bring my cat along. He's my best friend. And she truly, that is where she was in her life, is that she had dealt with health, marital loss, foreclosure, and she just had her cat. And that was so important to her. So we were able to find a match for her and the kitty. And all is well. I spoke to her the other day. I touch base periodically. She's doing great.